ninjas, how are you doing? It's a girl, Owamie, aka Miss Fearful, bring back for our entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, most definitely welcome. Please do make sure that I subscribe and also hit the bell. I absolutely love it. And do not forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Now, my ninjas, I'm not even going to explain where I have been. I feel like it has just now become too much. But I am sure that very soon I'm gonna give you guys like a full explanation and you guys are going to fully understand. Just trust me, okay? The only thing that I will ask is that if you watch these videos, make sure that number one, you watch the ads. Number two, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you comment, make sure that you share so that we can boost the algorithm, because at this point I feel like the algorithm is also not my friend. Okay, now my ninjas, I am here because I want us to talk about this whole mess that is happening with our South African influencers and this Alabuga Russian program that is allegedly nonsense. Okay, so everything I'm saying here is alleged, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys what has been alleged. Now I'm gonna put some pictures here, and these are some of the influencers that have actually promoted this program. The biggest, which are some of those that I know, is obviously Sayan Bougie and Sima, and yeah, there's a couple there. I'm sure that you guys will have seen the pictures that I will have put up here, and I got this also obviously from TikTok, right? So let me tell you guys something, or what is basically happening. So there is a program in Russia wherein the Russians actually wanted, and I know someone is gonna be like, you don't pronounce that, we pronounce that way here, okay? Shibubu, get with the times. But anyway, the Russians Russia guys, they want black, like, okay, not necessarily to say black, but from what I've seen with others, it said women of color, right? Which I think, in my personal opinion, it should just go ahead and say children of color, because the ages that are actually needed here are very, 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 like, when I tell you guys that it just makes no sense to me, it makes no sense. 18 to 22, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now, mind you guys, I think if you've been following me for a long time, you will know that I've always preached an 18-year-old knows nothing. I'm a 35-year-old woman. And when I tell you guys that the decisions and every single thing that I ever chose for myself at the age of 18, I don't see myself ever choosing for me now. Like, it's not even child's play. I wouldn't even choose those decisions, like, even at the age of 28. So an 18-year-old to like 22 years, that's literally a child. Like, for me, that is a child. You know absolutely nothing. An 18-year-old will not even ask questions. A 22-year-old is still a baby. I don't know how much I should actually say this. Like, a 22-year-old is still literally a child. Back in the days, like, a 22-year-old was still staying home with their parents. I do understand that, you know, as South Africa, we are so disadvantaged because we're in a country that has some of the highest unemployment rate. We have one country where we also have some of the people that are living the most extravagant lives, and they flaunt it on social media. And let me tell you something. Who does that actually attract? The same 18-year-olds to 22, 23-year-olds. They're still children. They can't make their own decisions, like proper. Like, not personally for me, you're not going to come here and tell me, I know myself, I know who I am, and you're under 25. I don't even take you. Like, I just am like, you're still young. You will grow. You will understand that at this point, you literally knew nothing about life. You knew nothing even about yourself. You are unable to make proper decisions. Like, and we're talking about majority, we're not talking about the exception, because I know someone is gonna come, we're not talking about UK. If when you were a smart 18-year-old, then you are literally the exception. But what I'm simply saying is that an 18-year-old, a 29, a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old, that is a child. That is literally a child. You can't even make like proper decision making. You understand? Like, an 18-year-old will panic in situations. An 18-year-old is not going to question a lot of stuff. An 18-year-old is not going to stand up for themselves as much as a 25-year-old. And they know that. It's not a secret. They know that. So the allegations here are saying that this children, because I'm going to refer to them as children, because not for me, I don't care if your government says that you are old enough. You're not old enough. You are literally still a child. Okay, so these children allegedly, they get their flights paid for. It's a one-way ticket, mind you, which means when you live here, say Russia, you are gone, unless you're from a family that can be able to actually like pay for your flight ticket back, and that is if you are even able to leave, you are able to get out of whichever compound they're gonna put you. But anyway, listen to this horror. So you are gonna get your flight paid, they're gonna promise you that you're going to learn Russian, their language there, so that you'll be able to adapt. They claim that there's like 6 months, every 6 months you're gonna be getting a promotion. And guess what, like every promotion that comes, it comes with money, of course. Like, who gets a promotion and your money is still the same? Which means if I'm going there and they're like, we're gonna pay you 10,000 rands, for an example, I'm not saying that is the amount, then I would expect that, okay, if every 6 months I'm getting a promotion, it means that promotion is obviously coming with that kaching. You understand? So the money is going to go up, right? Sharp. And then they basically say that you're going to get a place, they're going to accommodate you. You don't need to worry about anything. The only thing that you need to worry about, Lala, is like just getting your young self to Russia, basically to the airport. They would have paid for everything, they would have sorted everything for you, and you're gonna go there and you're going to work. But the other red flag again is that it's not like they're specific to say, okay, you're going to Russia and you're going to be working in a call center. They're not specific to say you're going to Russia and you're going to work as a maid. They're not specific you're going to Russia, you're going to work as a waitress. These job opportunities, they're just bundled and bundled and bundled. Hospitality is so broad. It's so broad. Are you going there to be a cleaner? Are you going there to be a waitress? Are you going there to do whatever? But the allegations are saying that these children are being trafficked, and then when they get there, they're now forced to work in harsh conditions, closely monitored conditions. They are forced to work and with harmful I don't know if I should say chemicals or like harmful things, because they are there to build drones, and those are drones that allegedly are going to be used during war and stuff like that. So the amount of money that you are promised, allegedly, they subtract all of that. Like, they would take your money in saying, oh, accommodation is going to be this much, or food is going to be that much. Your plane ticket was this much, so we're going to be taking month to month. There was this, there was that, there was that. If you went there maybe in hopes of I'm going to make 10,000 rands, you may find yourself maybe making 4,000 rands. Like, I'm just giving us an example, right? These are the allegations of some of the stuff that I saw mostly on TikTok and everything. So the money that you were promised, you're not going to get that money, okay? It's going to be less. Now, when you see all this and you're like, you know what? I actually want to leave. You are unable to leave now. They tell you, okay, in order for you to leave, we spent this much bringing you here. We need that money. We all know that South Africa, we have got, due to the fact that unemployment rate is so high, we have got a poor rate that is also high. So if they are there and they're like, you know what, for you to leave, we spent 30,000 rands. I don't even want to lie to you guys. There are children that would be stuck there because their families can't come up with 30,000 rands to send there and pay those people that money. And on top of that, pay a flight ticket that might be 12 or 15,000 rands to actually come back here. There are despicable things that I've even heard that they're saying that, they're happening to these children, but I'm just not going to repeat here, but it is bad. Now, let me tell you the other jig here, what the jig is. Instead of the Alabuga program to actually go to the government and say, listen, South African government, we have got these deals that we've got this leadership programs or training programs or whatever that is, and we would like to actually get your South African children between the age of 18 to 22. This is how the program is going to work. This is how this and this and that. As the government, you guys should put out those posts to say that those children should be able to come. You guys can facilitate as the government of South Africa to make sure that your South African children goes there. From what we know, they go to our South African influencers. those are the influencers that whose pictures you guys actually saw. Now, what had happened here is that the influencers took the opportunity, and allegations are saying that they got paid somewhere between 100,000 and 150,000 rands. Others even got flown into Russia, and they got to interact with students or the children that are also there, that are in this program that allegedly, from what I hear, runs for 2 years, and they came back. Some that went there, Sima did, Sayan Buji did. There's also this other lady, I don't know if her name is Aya, she also did. So they did take quite a few of our influencers to actually go there. Now, the issue here is that, of course, people are asking, guys, you guys took this opportunity, you guys took the money, you guys advertised this. There are children that are in Russia right now, and we do not know if these children are stuck or not. And in the comment section, I even saw there was a lady that was complaining, saying that, listen, my friend already went. The only reason why I was not there yet was because my visa was not out yet. You understand? But I've been trying to communicate with her, and I was not getting hold of her. She says she got hold of her, I think today, because she sent her a message yesterday to say, girl, what is going on there? Because this program is trending, saying that it's part of the human trafficking. And she says that her friend did not respond until, I think she said today, her friend spoke to her, but it was brief for only 1 minute, and she says her friend was crying. This lady was commenting under Sima's video where she was apologizing, because some of these influencers have already now come out with statement apologizing and stuff like that, but too late. There are children that are already gone. That's why they say with great power comes great responsibility. You cannot just take something and go on to advertise it, not knowing if it is legit or not. And let me tell you something, right? I am a fan of both Cyan and I am a fan of Sima as well. I remember there was a time that Sima actually had an issue wherein she sold, I think she promoted a cell phone, someone that was selling cell phones, if I can remember well, and that person ended up being a scam. And there was someone that had sent their money and their phone was never delivered. And Sima, I think, if I'm not too mistaken, had to cover that cost because she was the one that promoted. And I remember, if I'm not too mistaken, she spoke about this publicly. And she was talking about how she's going to be so careful next time not to do things like this. And girl, you find yourself in a scandal like this? The other issue again is that if you just search on TikTok, there are videos that are literally talking about how they are being investigated by the human rights, because of the harsh conditions. Like, these kids would be made to work extra long hours. They are paid under minimum wage. They are being abused. They are being monitored, so they're not allowed to even leave the compound. Some of them, like, you understand, these programs were being like advertised. So people are saying that, how did you guys do your research if a single search on TikTok pulls up all that? Now, I think also the other thing that I can just basically say, and I'm not like even trying to defend anybody when it comes to this whole situation, because again, guys, like, honestly, this is absolutely crazy, is that I think maybe you might find that, when they search, positive stuff came out, and that would be because now it's going to highlight the bed because it's trending for the bed. So it's easy for the search engine to just pull up the bed first. But I do also have to say that I think they should have done like more investigation into this. The other thing again that I saw is that some of the influencers, as I'm saying, Sima, Cyan Buji, they did go to Russia themselves. So do you think that if somebody knew that this was a human trafficking thing, they themselves would put themselves in that danger to go there? 1000% not. I don't personally believe that. Like, think about it. Even if you can come to me and say, hey, Owamie, here's 2 million rands, we'll give you an opportunity, come to Russia, but they are human trafficking, I wouldn't go. Of course I wouldn't, because I'm like, go, where am I even going to spend that 2 million rands if you guys, I'm going to get there and you guys are going to human traffic me? Do you understand? Stuff like that. So personally, I feel like they were just really careless. I don't think they were malicious. I don't think that their aim was to get anybody human trafficked, but because of they wanted the money, I feel like they just did not do enough research. Because if they did enough research, they should have come up with stuff like this. They should have found out things like this. But no matter what my opinion is when it comes to this whole situation, they are in a lot of trouble. When I tell you guys that this whole thing is even on the news, it's not even playing. Like, I'm talking about mainstream media picked up on this. Like, it is absolutely crazy. And I saw some people actually making fun of, as usual, Ramaphosa is shocked. And I think honestly, we've just gotten to a point where, as a country, like, can Ramaphosa step down? Like, it's getting tiring. It seems like this man knows nothing about anything that is happening in this country. Like, anything that is serious, in my personal opinion. We've got our girls that are being human trafficked, out of this country to Russia. Russia, that is supposed to be part of the BRICS, that we also are part of. It's not only just Russia, guys. Even there's a Chinese mafia that has been doing something like this, and we have girls that are even stuck there as we're talking now. So this Russian one is another one. China is having its own thing. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, do we even have a president? Do we even have a president? Do we even have a president? Our general, when it comes to, our general, when it comes to police, he can hold a press conference that our president knows nothing about. Our general, that is of the army, he can literally go to Iran. Our president knows nothing about it. What exactly does he know about this country? It's just getting to be annoying. It's just getting to be annoying because it just feels like we don't have a leader. And I think that it is a huge problem. What is our president going to do? We've got girls right now that are stuck, you understand? And that are under the Chinese mafia. And then now we've got girls that allegedly might be stuck in Russia. What is our government going to do? And what is our government going to do when it comes to these influencers that we're having now? And I think for me, the other part again, I saw some people making fun saying that, well, they knew which influencers to actually go for. They went for the influencers that have no degrees. And some people were saying, hey, Sima has a degree, blah, 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 but I do not know. But they were like, but if you look at them, they definitely have a certain following demographic. Like, if you look at Cyan Bougie, who do you think is following her? I follow her, yes, but I feel like a lot of her followers are gonna be young. Look at Sima, her following is they knew exactly who to target. So they knew exactly who to target. Like, these are people that know exactly what they're doing. They literally know exactly what they're doing. This, for me, I don't feel like it was a coincidence. 1,000% not. It was not a coincidence. They sat on that board. They knew who to target. We are talking about, we've got an influencer like Grace Monjana. I don't know if maybe they approached her and she just refused. But we have huge people that they could have gone for, but they knew the type of people that they had to go for. They knew the type of followings that they would have, because they are aiming for young kids. And I think one thing that also pissed me off more than any of this is that these opportunities are being offered to girls, but they offer the opportunity to advertise this to guys. There were guys that were also advertising. So this has nothing to do with women empowerment, because if it had anything to do with women empowerment, that's my opinion, they would have, even all the influencers would only be women, because Mona, they are so much into women. So what really do you want to do with our young girls? And honestly, this is something that is quite sad and very, very scary. And I think, this one-time deal will have destroyed the reputation of all these influencers that are involved. Munaga is also one of them. And it's crazy, because she's coming up very well, everything this and that. But do you really think after being associated with a scandal like this, there are any brands that are gonna wanna work with them? I doubt. I honestly doubt. And I think that's why it's so important to be a content creator that does not only depend on brands. Be a person that have a proper relationship with your followers, so that even when the situations like this happen, you will still be able to eat, because it is so unfortunate. If you depend on brands, all these people for now, they are hot. I doubt there are any brands that are going to want to work with them. If a brand is even associated with them, they may even terminate their contract with them. And that's how it is. That's how it is. And I do feel like it was a huge mistake that they actually made. But unfortunately, it's going to cost them a lot. They might even get arrested. I'm telling you, like, you might find, you see, like, this whole working, human, is it the human rights, what, these are laws that have been there. They have been there, but because we didn't know about them, we were not putting them into any exercise. But the moment we know about them, that's when we go and be like, oh yeah, you violated me as a human. Now once you're arrested, you may find that there's some law with some clause that may come in some institution or some political party that is trying to gain traction, and a spotlight might go and open a case against them, and they might all get arrested, and they might have to go through these cases and stuff. So honestly, this is absolutely crazy. And I think that the other thing that is the most important for me would be that if you're an influencer, before you take a gig, especially something like this that has to do with people's lives, please be very careful. Be very, very careful. Be very careful, because you are targeted. They will target you for sure, because they want your followers. They don't care about you. They don't care what's going to happen after this whole thing. But now they've gotten those that they want to traffic, and they're with them there. I mean, if obviously the allegations are true, and you are now left here having to deal, with all this. Daipope dancing. You are now dancing with the popa. Daipope shall dance. So the pope is dancing, and now you are dancing with the pope, which is not nice. So yeah, this whole situation, I will not even lie to you guys, is absolutely crazy. If you guys want me to do like a proper deep dive when it comes to this, do comment down below. From Owamie, I love you guys. Stay blessed, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next episode. Bye, ninjas.